Heat Press Nation showroom in Fullerton, California is now open. For the first time since 2020, we are excited to welcome back our customers into our offices here, where you can get a personal, hands-on experience with some of our most popular products. Our visitors can now get an up-close look at our direct-to-film printers, sublimation printers and blanks, vinyl cutters, and of course, heat presses. If you're in the Southern California area, we would love to have you over. However, if you plan on taking something home with you, please do me a favor and give our sales team a call just to make sure that the items you want are in stock here at our California location. Otherwise, we offer free ground shipping on all of our products. For hours and directions, head on over to heatpressnation.com or give our sales team a call at 800-215-0894. See you soon. Testing. Testing. Yeah? Going off and there was no sound. Oh well, let's see. Yes! There we go. Okay, we got sound now. Awesome. Well, I was just giving some shout outs and just saying what's up to everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining. And I was saying how pumped I am to be here today for this live stream. We got some cool stuff coming in. There we go. Got Brian, Emmanuel, Dennis saying what's up. Sarah coming in from Wakanda. Not that Wakanda, Washington. But still a cool, really cool city name. Here we go. Got the sound now. Awesome. Yeah, so today I'm just gonna cut right to it. I'm here to hang out with all of you guys, because yes, you guys are really cool, and I love hanging out. But I'm here to announce a brand new product from Heat Press Nation, introducing TruePrint Custom Transfers. Now, this has been something that is a long time coming. A lot of work went into this launch, and I am so proud to be able to offer this, because now all you need to start your business is a heat press. You don't even need, I mean, not saying you don't need one, but like if you wanted to start your business, you could start it without a vinyl cutter, without a DTF printer, without sublimation printer. We got you covered. So let me tell you exactly what TruePrint Custom Transfers are. So, you know, typically screen printing, right? We'll start with the screen print transfers. Typically for screen printing, you're gonna have to get your own big screen set up. It's expensive, it's a lot of mess, and maybe you don't do that many bulk orders in a year or in a month. Maybe your main focus is like single orders or something, but occasionally, you get a few people, they want 20 shirts, 50 shirts, 100 shirts. Well, if you didn't have a screen print system, you're probably like cutting those transfers, weeding them all by hand, and it's crazy. So now you can offer real screen print transfers to your customers and all you need is a heat press. So what we do at Heat Press Nation is we take your artwork, we screen print it onto a special piece of paper, which I have a few samples here that I'll show you. So this is our puff. We offer screen print and puff. So what we do is we'll screen print it onto a special sheet of paper and kind of give it like a half cure. If you're familiar with screen printing, then you know how you like print and flash print. It's not 100% that, but it's similar to that process where you'll kind of flash the print. So that way it's not super gooey, right? So what we'll do is we'll kind of give it like a little semi-cure, enough to where it's gonna stay on this sheet until you need it. So what do? You submit your artwork to Heat Press Nation, you order your transfers, we actually screen print it for you, and then we'll ship you a stack of these transfers so you could then heat press it onto whatever you want. Maybe you have a few different color shirts, a few different, you want to do shirts and hoodies or something like that. Yes, we got you covered. So you don't need your own screen print equipment. We can screen print it for you onto the sheet. Super cool. And we have both standard. Now in the standard colors, we have 33 different Pantone matched ink colors for you to choose from. That is going to cover a lot of ground. I know 33 is like, oh, okay, well, what colors is that? That's actually going to cover a lot of ground when it comes to your prints. So sorry. If anybody has any questions, be sure to drop it in the chat before we continue. So yeah, so we have 33 different Pantone matched colors. Now you could order single sheets if you want to, or so for our single sheet pricing, it's a little bit cheaper than the other pricing, or you could gang up multiple images onto the same size sheet. The gang sheets are a little more expensive, but you also have the option to do multiple colors. So as you guys know about screen printing, like with screen printing, and forgive me, it's hot in here. Whew. I'm sitting right next to a heat press that is on. And yeah, so with screen printing, you're typically doing like one color transfers. This is perfect for that, although you can go up to 3 with our gang sheets. Now, for the puff, look, puff is super hot right now. Puff is so cool right now. And it's amazing. What I love about the screen printed puff transfers is that it's incredibly consistent. I love the vinyl puff, don't get me wrong. Amazing, but you gotta kind of like fine tune your settings to keep it from getting that like brainy texture. It does take a little bit of practice. So far, I've been getting amazing results from the screen printed puff like every time. A lot less practice going into that one. So it's super, super cool. So we offer screen printed transfers, screen printed puff transfers. Now puff comes in 16 different colors and they're not quite Pantone matched, and that's due to the nature of puff ink. It's a lot harder to get a Pantone match. So great colors, don't get me wrong, but it's not gonna be the same as screen print colors. Now when we say Pantone matched, it is very carefully Pantone matched. So if you have a Pantone reference chart, you could know exactly what color you're gonna get before you actually order. So that's the great thing about those. So you can order screen printed regular transfers, single color, up to 3 colors with the gang sheets. You could order puff single color transfers. The minimum order quantity is only 12. And like, that is so, so huge. You're gonna save yourself so much time. As you're gonna see in a few moments, these both have a 7-second press time. You're gonna be blasting through shirts like crazy. I mean, time is really money, and when you could save so much time on a shirt, that's money back into your pocket. I'll talk more about that in a moment. So we have the screen printed transfers. Again, we have the screen print standard and screen print puff. We also have 2 really awesome transfers that we're gonna be offering. I'm just gonna show you the gang sheet. So, look, DTF is all the rage. This is a huge 22 by 24 inch print. This is a big gang sheet. I didn't even use this sheet to its fullest potential, but I have a lot of transfers on that sheet. So DTF, direct to film transferring, is huge, huge, huge. It's so big. But the printers, it is an investment, a few $1,000s on the printer. It's totally worth it in my opinion, but I get it. If you're at that point where you're like, man, I'm not sure if I should be offering you know, or if it's worth it for me to get into DTG, I wish I could start offering DTG transfers to my customers without, you know, buying the equipment. Check it out. You can order your DTF transfers from us so you can start fulfilling those orders, especially orders where you need rich color, full color graphics. Like, dude, look at this. We even have gradients on here. Like gradients, as you guys know, gradients are tough for screens and they're impossible with vinyl. So yeah, so really cool. You're able to offer that to your customers, full color graphics. You can offer that to your customers. We have different direct to film sheets available. So again, you get your artwork, you upload it through our website, order your transfers, and then we ship it to you. The turnaround time is usually 2 business days, which is really, really fast. And I have some awesome news for you. Like everything else on our website, if it ships ground, it ships for free. So we are shipping our transfers free, free ground shipping. But look, you're taking these jobs, right? Ground shipping, depending on where you live, could take anywhere from like 3 to 5 business days. So while it is free, if you need it sooner, we do offer an expedited 2-day paid option. So you pay a little bit for shipping, but you get it a lot faster. So you could turn around your jobs a lot faster to your customers. So yes, you have the option to save a ton of money. I mean, shipping's not that expensive, but like you have the option to save money. Let us ship them to you for free. But if you need them faster, again, it's 2 days for us to receive your order, print it, get it onto the sheets, and get it out the door. And then after those 2 days, you could pay to have it with 2-day shipping, or let us ship it to you for free. It'll take anywhere from 3 to 5 business days to get to you. So your total turn time for transfers, if you order on a Monday with free shipping, it's going to ship Wednesday. And let's say you're at the far end of our delivery bounds, 5 more business days. That means that you're going to get it the following Wednesday. So, or you could shorten that up. If it ships Wednesday with the paid 2-day shipping, you should have it by Friday. So you place your order Monday, you have the transfers Friday, ready to rock and roll. And as you're going to see in a few moments, you could press it super fast. Let's say your mail guy arrives. He drops off your shipment at around lunchtime. He could drop these off at 3 p.m. and you could crank out 50 shirts before closing at 5, guaranteed. So that's really cool. Let me see if we have any questions here. Oh, nice. Teresa's asking about the turnaround time to ship. Got to answer that already. Awesome. Very, very cool. Oh, so we have the screen puff, DTF, and this is something that we've actually been having questions about for a really long time. We now offer sublimation gang sheets. So yes, these are sublimation prints. So now you don't even need to buy a sublimation printer. If you have a sublimation mug press or a tumbler press, you could start making your tumblers. Again, upload your artwork. Sublimation is only available in the gang sheet right now, and I want to say this is the smallest size. It's like 24 by 12. So, fit as many different transfers as you can on there, but that's money. That's money. And I know the questions are going to come in regarding price, so I'm just going to tell you right now. So for these samples that we have here, this was printed on a 12 by 12 inch single image, single color screen print sample. It does start at $4 a piece, and that's when you're ordering a dozen. So if you're at the minimum order quantity of a dozen, you're paying $4 per transfer, all right? But once you get your order quantity up to 25, that price goes all the way down to $1.60. You guys, that is so darn good. $1.60 per transfer, like that's super affordable. This example here, this was printed on one of our TruePrint screen printed puff transfers. This is our 9-inch by 12 and 3/4 inch transfer. Now these start at $3.75 if you're only ordering 12, but once you hit that 25 quantity, now we're only paying $2.43. That is, again, that is so good, such a good price. The DTF, for full pricing, you can head on over to our website, heatpressnation.com, go to the custom transfer section, look up the TruePrint brand of custom transfers. Now for DTF, this sheet, actually, sorry, not this sheet. This is bigger. Our smaller sheet, which is like half of this size, so let me just fold this bad boy in half. If we're looking at like 22 by 12, which is roughly this size, that's gonna go for $11.99. And then I don't have it here, but if you were to do the full size transfer, like a huge gang sheet, a 5-foot transfer, 22 inches by 5 feet, it's $58.99. Look, that is so, again, so cheap. Because you know how much money I'm making off of this sheet? So let's say, like right here, right, I have 4 big chest logos. Each of those shirts, I'm charging at least $12 to $16 minimum, right? Boom. With just these 4 times 16, yeah, I've already paid for my sheet, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have all these other transfers. Now, I didn't even fill out this sheet. I could have crammed so much more onto that gang sheet, you know, and just really made more money, to be completely frank with you guys. So yeah, so that's really great advantage we have to being able to offer those gang sheets. When you're ordering those gang sheets, like you really want to try to cram as much as you can into whatever sheet you're ordering, just so you could make the most money off of it. Let me go ahead and get into the, give me 1 second, I'm opening up the comments here. Oopsie. I'm trying to go into the Facebook here. Tell me why Facebook always gives me troubles. Here we go. Okay. All right, give me 1 second. Man, it is hot. I got a heat press ready. I'm going to start doing live demos right now. There we go. Lily Cruz. I don't know if you're the Lily Cruz that I know, but if that's you, what's up, homie? What is the press time? Okay, let me go through settings right now. We're going to head on over to our live demos. Tammy says, long time no see, missed you guys. Yes, right? Like, we used to go live like every weekend now. We're focused, we have a lot of other really cool projects that we've been working on. So it has taken away a little bit of my time from the live stream. But man, when I do get to come on, I love seeing everybody. So thank you guys so much for joining. Here we go. Jose's asking, there's a different texture between DTF and your new screen printing sheets. Yes, so DTF is going to have a different texture and a different feel versus screen print. So screen print is pretty unique. It feels, I mean, now, the funny thing about screen printing is like an art form. So you could have like 10 different screen printed shirts with the same graphic, depending on who's using what ink and how they're pulling the squeegee over that film, over that screen, like you're gonna have like 10 different feels. So in our case, the system we use, the formula, the inks that we use, I would say the screen print feels like a much thinner, softer, lighter vinyl. I know when we say vinyl, people get scared, but usually we compare vinyl to screen print. Well, what do you compare screen print to? You compare screen print to screen print, or you can compare it to the next closest thing, which feels like a very thin, soft, you know, it's probably not, it's definitely incorrect to say vinyl, but again, if I don't know what else to compare to other than screen. Oh, the screen print feels like screen print. Duh. You know, so it's very light. I'm a big fan. I do like it. Now the puff, I do like the puff. The puff on the surface has a little bit more of a, I guess, I don't want to say rubbery texture, but you know, it's more like tactile to the hand. Feels great. I definitely have been enjoying it. And what I've noticed is the puff versus screen printed puff versus vinyl puff is that screen printed puff, the puff is more consistent and even, you know, versus the vinyl puff. It does take some practice to stop getting that like brainy texture on the puff vinyl. And then DTF, direct to film, is gonna feel a little bit thicker and heavier than the screen print. That's just kind of the nature of the process. It's not bad, it still has a nice light feel, but it's not the same as screen print. So if you just wanna go for the softest, well yeah, doing a single color screen is always gonna be softer than most other processes. But just so you can have an idea of what everything feels like, you know, because I wish you could reach your hand through the screen, but since you can't, I'm gonna try to do my best to describe it. I'm just gonna go ahead and head on over to my heat press. Let's get started. Now we're starting with the hottest item first. And when I say hottest, I mean hottest temperature. So, and by the way, look how neatly these are all folded. we have, I'm going to shameless plug. I put it off stage because it's not really the focus today, but we just launched our new Fold Flex. It's a t-shirt folder, and everybody's asking, like, why don't you guys carry those? And finally, we're like, you know, that's a great question. We should have one. So everything's folded nice and neat thanks to the HPN Fold Flex. I love that thing. Really cool. So we're going to start off today with the hottest temperature. So the screen printed puff transfers, or actually I'm going to use this shirt. Our screen printed puff transfers do press at about, not at about, they press at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. This is our sample for today. They press at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 7 seconds, firm pressure with a hot peel, no Teflon, no parchment. Let's get going on this bad boy. All right, here we go. We are at our HPN Craft Pro. So yeah, this Craft Pro, I'm not sure what price it's at right now, just because I don't know those things anymore. But I know you can get this either at or below, well below $500. Look, if all I had in this world was a Craft Pro heat press, I could run my heat press, my t-shirt business, thanks to TruePrint Custom transfers. So let me test the pressure here. I'm gonna go just a little bit heavier because it does require like a firm pressure. Oh, there we go, that's heavy. Nice, nice. So all I did here was I preheated my t-shirt. It gets out all the wrinkles and moisture, and it gives me a nice, flat, smooth surface to work on. So now here's my transfer. Now something unique about this transfer is it's centered to the sheet, but because this extra little star makes it a little asymmetrical, what I'll do is I'll kind of just like hold it up to the light and give myself a pinch mark at the center of the body. So I'm centering it based on the main body, not this kind of rogue star here. Those are just little tips, little things that you should be doing when you're heat pressing. All right, so now that I have my fold line right here, there we go. I'm gonna go about 2 fingers below the collar, and then I'm gonna center it. Now I could see through this sheet, and I could see the dark ink. If you're pressing like lighter colored ink, you may not be able to see that. So in that case, you would just center the sheet. I'm going off the center line of my main graphic here. Again, just something you want to keep in mind when you're pressing asymmetrical designs where the main body of the graphic is not at the center of the sheet. I hope that makes sense. Now, there is no need for parchment or Teflon. Because it's such a quick hit, we don't want anything to kind of stop the heat from our heat press from getting on here. So you want to be really careful that you don't accidentally press it with the ink facing up, because then you're going to heat press your heat press, and you don't want to do that. So we got this locked and loaded, ready to go. I do have my heat press set to 8 seconds, because if you have like a slow draw, right? If it takes you like a second to like, I know some people, they drop the press and then they lean on it to clamp it shut. So if you have kind of like a slow draw on your when you're heat pressing, maybe add an extra second. If you have a quick draw like that, you could definitely leave your press set to 7 seconds. Now, 7 seconds, check this out. Timer's up. Gonna open this, and we have a hot, deliberate peel. Boom. So, oh man, look at that puff. That's gorgeous. Let me start dropping my temperature for the next press really quick, and then I'll show this to the camera. There we go. So, there's no repressing, there's no extra parchment, just one and done. And look at this. That puff looks absolutely gorgeous. This graphic on this really cool AS color t-shirt, doggone it. I know this has Heat Press Nation on it, but if this was for like your t-shirt brand, like if you have a brand that kind of fits this design and this style, and it had either your brand logo or like a cool saying on it, like trust me, you're gonna be charging at least $30 to $35 for this t-shirt. This is an AS color. I forget the exact name. I know it's the staple cut, but this is like a really cool, like almost tie-dye weathered mineral wash purple tee. So this is actually a really nice premium blank. This blank, I wanna say costs somewhere around like, I'm ballparking here, like $6.50, maybe more, maybe less. But we're at about a $6, $7 t-shirt here, which AS Color, just so you guys know, and this is not an AS Color plug, but just so you know, AS Color does sell their t-shirts retail, kind of like how American Apparel used to back in the day. Or they might still. But yeah, retail, this is like a $25, $30 shirt. Blank. Okay? Wholesale, you get it cheaper. So embellished with your brand, especially if you have a cool brand with cool logos and a cool puffy print. Trust me, this is easily $25, $35 for this t-shirt, obviously depending on your branding, marketing, and all that. But that's fantastic. And then considering that we're paying, what, like $6, $7 for the t-shirt. For this puff transfer, we're paying roughly like $4. Yeah, it's awesome. So now, really quick, I do gotta let you guys know we are giving away, at the end of this live stream, we're gonna be giving away a $50 credit toward your next order of TruePrint transfers. So you could do whatever you want with that. You could order some screen print transfers. You could order some DTF transfers. We're giving away a $50 credit towards your very first order or any order of TruePrint Custom transfers. That giveaway is coming up in a little bit. But check that out. Again, I'm super pumped on how easy that was. You saw it. It was fast. It was done on a Craft Pro. Some people think like, oh, am I going to need to buy like an expensive like $10,000 heat press? No. You can do it on the Craft Pro, which I want to say right now is pretty solidly under $500. So very, very cool. Got some questions coming in here. Narcissa Jones is asking, does this heat press do good with plaques, and what size is this? Great question. So this is a 15-inch by 15-inch clamshell style heat presses. Usually if you're doing like awards plaques, those are, I want to say like 3/8 of an inch thick, somewhere around there, 1/4 inch, 3/8 of an inch thick. For thick, rigid substrates, we usually recommend a swing away. Now we do have a Craft Pro swing away available. We have lots of swing aways available, but if your main focus is gonna be plaques, or even if that's not your main focus, but you wanna do a lot of them, I would recommend going for a swing away heat press. Deborah's saying, what do you mean puff? So it's kind of hard to communicate visually only because it's subtle, but like this ink, it puffs after you press it. So as I run my hand over it, there's like a puffy texture to it. It's not super duper thick, but it definitely has like a raised surface. I could feel it. It feels very nice, very premium, and it's just gonna add a different texture to your graphics. Yes, I could have done that with the regular screen printed transfer, which has a very flat, zero texture feel to it. But sometimes you want that puffy look. You want a little extra dimension. You just want to be a little bit different, add a little bit of pizzazz to your graphic. And that's where the puff transfers really come in clutch. Oh, Nikki, please forgive me. My geography is terrible. But hey, from wherever that flag is. It's the Olympics. You'd think I would have a better grasp of the flags right now. Deborah's asking, is that sublimation? No, but with the new TruePrint Custom transfers, if you don't have a sublimation printer, you could order sublimation prints. This is a sublimation print. I don't think I'm going to get a chance to press those live today just because the temperature requirement for sublimation is a lot different. But we will be testing the other t-shirt transfers today. So let me go and move these out of the way. Let's move on to our next transfer. And let's see, what do I got here? Oh, this one's cool. So this is a standard one color t-shirt transfer. Oh, is it upside down? Oh no, it's intentionally upside down. We're artsy over here, right? So for that, let me go ahead and grab this yellow shirt. I think that's gonna absolutely pop on our yellow shirt. Let's go to the heat press. We should be at temperature here. Trinidad and Tobago. Oh, there we go. Nice, nice. Well, it's so good to have you on our live stream. And yeah, thank you for letting me know, because again, I feel like I should be better at my geography. All right. Oh, real quick. Sorry, I have some comments that I didn't get to. Let's see. So sorry. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, never mind. All right, let's do this. Okay, so, oops, we kind of slip in here. There we go. Let's go ahead and slide out this bottom platen. I am grabbing it here, just so you know you probably can't see it, but there is a handle down here that I should be using. After you press on this a lot, the upper platen actually does get pretty warm, so this handle that you don't see will keep you safe, but just a heads up. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and load my t-shirt onto my lower platen. I should be lint rolling this thing. I don't have my lint roller out today. Let's go ahead and center the shirt to the bottom platen. I'm gonna preheat my garment. My heat press is already back down to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. And again, the reason why we preheat the garment, we wanna make sure there's no wrinkles, no moisture in the garment. So get all that, get a nice flat, smooth pressing surface. Here we go. Now this is a centered, this is a symmetrical graphic. So when I'm pressing stuff like this, I could definitely just make sure that the transfer is centered. And I'm using the hand method here. Yeah, it's about 2 fingers below the neck. Oops. That's ready to go. Again, we don't need any parchment paper. We don't need any Teflon. We're gonna send this in its birthday suit, I suppose. We're gonna pop that back in. Now this is a quick, heavy press. So again, 325 degrees Fahrenheit for the standard screen printed transfers, 325 degrees Fahrenheit, firm pressure, and we're only pressing for 7 seconds. One more time, I'll repeat myself. If you have a slow draw, like you bring it down and then you press, give yourself an extra second on the clock. If you have a quick draw like me, you'll be fine with the 7-second setting on your heat press. All right, here we go. I'm gonna use the lower handle. And this is a hot peel. You're gonna go ahead and peel this immediately. Away with confidence, boom. That's perfect. You see how fast that was? If I had to do 100 of these t-shirts for a local school, I cannot imagine having to put this through my vinyl cutter, weed out all the details. Could I do this with vinyl 100%? Do I feel like it? 100% no. You know, so yes, for jobs like this, even if I have the vinyl cutter, maybe I just want to outsource it to save myself the time and heartache. So that way I could focus on other things that are more important. The detail on this is fantastic. The quality on this is fantastic, and I don't need to repress it at all. I don't need to rehit it with parchment paper. I just rip that off, load my next shirt, and keep my flow going. Let me go ahead and hold this up so you guys can just see how crisp and clean that is. That looks great. And yes, we did intentionally put creative department upside down, backwards. That's just kind of, we're cool, right? It's artsy. Yeah. All right, let's go back to the table. I am gonna drop my press temperature one more time. And this is gonna be, we have our DTF transfers coming up next. I'll show you how we press those. And again, one thing I really, really love about DTF is, I mean, let's be real, DTF is taking the garment decoration industry by storm. Everybody is trying to sell you a DTF printer. Hey, myself included, right? You hear everybody talking about how good DTF printers are. But, actually, we already pressed these. We don't need those anymore. But let's be real, direct to film is a big investment, especially if you're coming up. So typically, if you already have your t-shirt business, you have your vinyl cutter, you got your sublimation printer, if you're coming up to DTF, it's a big leap, financially speaking. Now, if you already have your screen print shop, you're already making the bucks, but you want to be able to offer multicolor transfers on the fly, low quantities. You're used to dropping big bucks on equipment. It's probably not as much of an impact to your bottom line as it may be from somebody who has a startup business, who again is coming up to DTF. So there's a few things that I really love about HPN's TruePrint Custom direct-to-film transfers. And really quick, I always forget, we have a giveaway coming up. Stay tuned to the end of the broadcast. We're going to be giving away a $50 credit so you could purchase your very own HPN TruePrint Custom transfers. $50 credit coming up in a little bit, just a few minutes. We got one more demonstration to do. But the thing I love about this is you can do a few things with this. If you know that you want to purchase a DTF printer, but maybe you don't have the funds yet, or you kind of want to dip your feet into it before you take that dive, order your transfers first. Send your artwork to Heat Press Nation. We'll print it out for you on some of the best DTF equipment in the industry. You're going to get top quality prints, and then you could fulfill your orders that way. So you could already start building your customer base, building your capital, and building your experience with heat pressing these things. Order transfers for a little bit, and then you'll have a better idea, and you'll be better equipped, honestly, to make that big purchase of bringing your own DTF printer into the arsenal. Now, for other people, maybe you're a screen print shop. Maybe your main focus is sublimation mugs, but you have that customer that you love. You want to keep them happy. They need 4 shirts. Full color graphic. Look, just outsource the DTF transfer. That way, if those orders are kind of coming in few and far between, but you don't want to turn away your good customers, yeah, just order the transfers from Heat Press Nation. Let our TruePrint professionals handle the print for you so you could keep your customers. You don't have to send them to the shop down the street, because I guarantee you, if they start going to the shop down the street, they may not stop going to the shop down the street. You want to keep these orders in-house. So if it's the difference between losing a customer or keeping them, yeah, send us your artwork. We got you. So yeah, so there's a few really great reasons to send things to Heat Press Nation. Another great reason to use TruePrint Custom DTF transfers is, let's say you could do it, but your customer wants multiple colors and they don't want to compromise. Look, this right here, this graphic, let me count real quick. I have white as a color. 1 white, gray, black, and red. This is a 4-color transfer just for a chest logo, all right? And then on the back here, not only do we have those same 4 colors, but we are adding like 2 shades of yellow, 1 shade of gold. Actually, there's 2 shades of gold on there. It's 4 more, so we're up to 8 colors. Then we have red and blue. So now we have a 10-color back piece. If you're screen printing, you could do 10 colors if you have the equipment, but maybe your customer's not ready to shell out that kind of cash. And maybe they only have like 20 shirts. Oh, look, I get it. Screen printers, you don't want to do 10 colors for 20 shirts. 10 colors on the back, 4 colors on the front. Like, it's going to be expensive. Maybe your customer doesn't want to pay that. Just put them on a gank sheet. Do it with direct to film. Keep the customer, make them happy by offering them a lower price, and then you don't have to bleed that customer out. Or, let's say you're doing vinyl, you don't want to do 10 colors. Let's say you do sublimation. Maybe your customer doesn't want a polyester shirt. There are so many reasons to order direct-to-film transfers from Heat Press Nation. I can't possibly list them all, but I can show you how to do it. So let's head on over to our heat press. We're close enough. We're at temperature. Let me grab a black cotton t-shirt. You're going to see how cool this looks on black cotton. And we're going to press the front and the back. Let's see how we do this. Actually, before I head over there, give me a second here. RIP to the Map says, wow, that's easy. Yeah, it really is. Let me check over here on Facebook really quick. Make sure I have all the comments in. Yeah, very cool. So true. Yes, thank you, Nikki. And then Deborah says, just got a shipment of sub ink this week. Very fast in delivery. Yes, I love to hear it. Laura says, Puff is amazing on 80s bubble letters and graffiti. Yes, I absolutely love it for that. Super cool. Yeah, all right, let's go ahead and press these DTF transfers. Let's go back over to our heat press. And of course, you guys know it, I'm going to be preheating my garment. So go ahead and load this here. There we go. And we're going to preheat. Now, when you're preheating, you don't have to like fully mash down on your heat press. You can kind of just hold it there for about 5 seconds. Honestly, that's going to depend on where you, like your local climate. If you're in a really humid area, maybe bump that up to like 7-8 seconds. But yeah, we're ready to go. Okay, so first things first, I'm just going to do my little chest logo here. And one trick that I do for these is I'll fold them back, do a little pinch, so that way I can kind of see the center mark. And then what I'll do is I'll pull the shirt down a little bit. Now, if you have a guide like the Logo Grid It tool or another tool to help keep things centered, that's awesome. If you don't, what I like to do, it seems to work out really well, is I'll get the center of my graphic. I have a little crease here. I'll get the center of my transfer, line it up with the outside of the collar, and then drop it about 2 fingers below the collar. That usually works really well. If it looks a little bit too close to center, what I'll do is I'll align it with the outside of the collar. and drop it about 2 fingers down. That works really well. I'm a big fan of that placement. One thing that you want to be careful of, oh, whoops, I messed it up. One thing you want to be careful of, you don't want to drop it too low or too far out. Remember, this t-shirt is going to curve around somebody's body. So if it's too far away from the center, it's going to end up like near their armpit on the side of their chest where no one can see it. So yes, it is a pocket logo, but you want to just do your best to make sure it's aligned right. Another thing you could do if you're not sure, have somebody put on a shirt, grab some heat tape, tape it wherever it looks good, have them take off the shirt and press it. Please don't press it while they're still wearing the shirt. Okay, so now I'm happy with my placement. Just going to recenter it here. Some heat tape would have been smart right now, but I've done this enough times to know more or less how it's going to go. Now, when you're doing DTF transfers, our settings are going to be a little bit different. We're going to go down to 300 degrees for 15 seconds. It's actually 10 to 15 seconds, and we don't need firm pressure. We could go with medium to firm pressure. So as you saw, I did loosen the pressure just a little bit. Now, you have the option to use parchment paper when you're heat pressing these transfers. However, if you notice that you're having issues peeling, lose the parchment on the first press. You're always going to want to use parchment for the repress, but if you're having trouble with the peel, lose your parchment on the first press. We're going to go ahead and slide this back in here. Medium firm pressure, 15 seconds on the clock, 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's go. Sorry. All right. Now this is also going to be a hot peel. So as soon as the timer reaches 0, you're going to slide it out, check that parchment, and boom. Whenever you're peeling a TruePrint Custom transfer, you always want to just rip that sucker off like a Band-Aid. If you start to peel it really slow, you could actually mess up your transfer. So this is ready to rock and roll. Now, when you're pressing 2 graphics, remember I said that we're going to have to repress this with parchment. I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. I'm going to put parchment on the bottom so it doesn't stick to my lower platen. Because remember, I got to print the back. So I'm going to drag my shirt to where it hangs over the edge. The collar is nice and centered. The shirt's already been pre-pressed, so we're good there. And here we go. I got this beautiful back piece on here. Going to use the hand method. And again, when I have something like this, now this is pretty symmetrical here. You can kind of just use the hand method, make sure it's equidistant from the edge. If your shirt is centered to the plate, you could also center your graphic to the plate, and you're going to be nice and centered. I'm going to drag it down just a little bit. There we go. Dude, this is awesome. I love this. And again, I could do another sheet of parchment here. This, not totally necessary. You are able to use it right here. But again, if you're using parchment on your first press and you're having issues peeling, lose it. Save it for the second press. Okay, got another 15 seconds here. And while I'm doing this, I am technically repressing the front on the bottom. I love how that works since the shirt's not split on my machine. Okie dokie, okie dokie, 2, 1. There we go. And again, gonna do this, gonna ditch that. Quick peel, and darn it, that looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let me grab my parchment paper. I probably shouldn't have thrown it like that. I'm just going to slide that back in. We're going to cover this. This is our sealing press. So now, when you're working with a TruePrint Custom DTF transfer, you do have the option to give it a glossy finish. If you want a glossy finish, or not even fully glossy, but like a semi-glossy finish, you could put some Teflon or pro-grade non-stick sheet on there. I know most of us these days are going matte. So if you prefer a matte finish, just grab your parchment. You're going to repress it. That repressing does a few things. Mainly, it seals the graphic into the garment. It gives it that matte finish, and it just ensures that this transfer is going to last forever. That's even more than forever. This looks doggone it. This graphic, actually, I might have to take it to the other camera because it's really big. That looks beautiful. Front looks beautiful. Let me just take it over to the other camera, doggone it. So look at this here. Front graphic, we have the cool chest logo. Again, this is a 4-color graphic, right? And then on the back, we actually have like a 10-color graphic thanks to some of the embellishments here. And it's okay. With direct-to-film, you don't charge by the color. You just charge, man. So if somebody came to you with a similar, let's say your uncle's garage, right? He wants to make shirts because they're all going to go to the races, right? He wants team shirts for his, for his garage. Look, even though he's your uncle, 2 locations on a shirt. Let's say he's ordering 10 shirts. Legit, this is at least an $18 shirt minimum. Realistically, we're talking like 18 to 26 bucks for only 10 shirts with this much color and this quality of a transfer. And if you're putting all these on a gang sheet, yeah, that makes this very, very profitable. We have a video coming out pretty soon on just how profitable you could be on a single gang sheet. So be sure to look out for that. Also, be sure to look out for a giveaway. I'm going to be giving away a $50 credit for TruePrint Custom transfers in just a few moments. Now, the last thing I do want to say is, yes, we do have sublimation transfers available. I'm not able to press them live today, just due to the temperatures. It would take too long to get back up to sublimation temps, right? So we do have videos. Be sure to check that out. More on the way. But a few notes on sublimation. So your sublimation settings are going to vary by substrate. So sublimation is a lot different from like pretty much anything else in that your time and temperature settings usually vary by the substrate. For example, a coffee mug, we all know 385 degrees, 190 seconds. 385, 190. A coaster, we're doing for like 400 degrees, 45 seconds, and everywhere in between, right? So when you're buying TruePrint Custom transfers, we actually don't have instructions for this, but what's cool about them is you could use the instructions that come with your blank items. So for TruePrint Custom sublimation transfers, you're always going to refer to the substrate and not so much the print. So yeah, that's really the only thing I wanted to say. This sheet right here, 24 by 12, only costs 12 bucks. In this sheet, I could customize one huge, I want to say it's like an 8 by 10 Chromolux photo panel. Sell that for like 30 bucks minimum. 3 coffee mugs that I'm going to sell for like 12 to 15 bucks minimum. And then I have all of these these are just like for little like keychains. And I was able to fit 16 keychains down here that should be going for anywhere from $3 to $7 minimum. So you guys could do the math on that. Very much worth the $12 it cost to print that. So you definitely want to check that out. All right, let's go ahead and give some stuff away here. Amy says, just got my heat press a few months ago and I love it. So happy I purchased it. Yes, thank you. Donna Howard says, I love that design. Thank you. Brian Lofton said, good work, Jared. Thank you. Carol, looks great. Thank you. You guys are so nice today. Doggone it. Really, really cool. Alrighty. Let me go ahead and check in on our other stream. We're streaming right now live on Facebook and YouTube, which is really fun for us. And I only have 5% battery on this iPad. I better give away something quick. Teresa Torrance says, how many washes on average? That is a great question. We're still doing our own wash tests on these. So I'll give you the wash test for like DTF and screen print in general, right? In general, DTF transfers typically last like, we're talking like 50 washes minimum. In fact, I'll say this, most of these should last you between, 35 to 50 washes minimum before showing signs of wear. That's like the industry average. In fact, if you go to Walmart, Target, go buy a t-shirt, you tell me how many washes until that graphic starts to crack. Usually it's coming up a lot less than the 35 to 50 washes. That's just how it is. So the stuff we sell, we're still in our wash testing, so I don't have an exact number for you. But I will say in my experience with other screen printed transfers, we're easily getting into that 35 to 50 wash range before it cracks. Now, it's not going to peel off It's not gonna fall off. It's not gonna like get all shredded. Even once you get into like the 75 wash, 100 wash level, but you'll definitely see cracks and the signs of where, again, we're in the 35 to 50 wash range expectancy right now. For DTF, it's actually a little bit better. DTF probably won't see any cracking. It varies, again, on how people wash things, but you're probably not gonna see any cracking or signs of wear closer to the 50 wash range, which I know some people wash every week, some people wash every other week. So we're talking like a year or two of constant use. Yeah, pretty darn solid. Here we go. Okay, we're giving away a $50 gift credit. So do me a favor. We're gonna go ahead and have everybody comment the hashtag TruePrint. One word, true, T-R-U, print, P-R-I-N-T. I'm gonna go ahead and set my timer here. I usually say 60 seconds, but realistically, like, that's not realistic. So I'm gonna give everybody about 90 seconds starting now. Comment the hashtag TruePrint. Oh, I'm sorry, one more thing. No, you know, I'll pull, we'll go right now. I'll flip a coin for which stream. And then both, oh, on each stream? Okay, well, we're giving away 2 then. If you're on Facebook, comment on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, comment on YouTube. Go for it. Hashtag TruePrint. You guys have roughly 60 seconds left. Go for it. Before we do that, I'm gonna get to some comments right now. And you'll forgive me, please, if I'm sweating up a storm. I'm sitting right next to a 300-degree heat press. So yeah. Anybody who's heat pressed knows when it's time to heat press, you're getting sweaty, right? I'm not the only one. Okay, good. I see everybody commenting TruePrint. Do me a favor. T-R-U-E. T-R-U-E print. So it's 2 words, true, print, T-R-U-E, and then print. Sorry, I said 2 words. It's 1 word, but like it's 2 separate words joined together. There's a word for that. It's not an onomatopoeia. It's like something else. But anyways, TruePrint, T-R-U-E, print, P-R-I-N-T, all together as 1 word. It's 1 word made up of 2 words. Words are dumb. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Everybody's coming. Oh, how much time do we have left? 10 seconds left. Let's get them in. Get them in. Okie dokie. There we go. We're letting all the comments come in here. Okay. And that's going to do it. Let me go ahead and start pulling. Now, this is a very random way to pick it, but random is the only way I could do it these days without people getting upset. So I'm just going to do a little scrolly scroll. A little scrolly scroll, little scrolly scroll. That's a lot of comments, actually. A little scrolly, and a little right there. We got Brian Lofton. Hey, Brian Lofton, congratulations. I've seen that name. I feel like you've won something before. And if not, well, I know I've seen your name a lot in the live stream, so I definitely want to appreciate you for always or frequently joining our streams. And glad you won something. You just got a $50 credit to put towards your next order of TruePrint Custom transfers. And that is here on YouTube. I do have one more gift code to give away on Facebook. Please stick around for info on how to claim. Let's go ahead and, oh, whoops. Oh, man, I backed out of it. Give me a second. There we go. Okay, we're scrolling. Not as if you're on Facebook, you have a much better chance of winning today. Oh, I missed. Jose Alonso, thank you so much for joining in today our stream, and thanks for commenting. You're our other winner. So Brian Lofton, Jose Alonso, do me a favor, send an email to winner@heatpressnation.com. Again, that's winner, W-I-N-N-E-R. at heatpressnation.com. We'll go ahead and work out how to get your prize over to you. It's a gift code, so you could put it. It's good for $50 towards your next TruePrint custom transfer order. I hope you love it. I absolutely love it. I feel like I'm partial to the puff, but you guys order whatever you want. Hey, everybody else, thank you guys so much for joining. Be sure to get your TruePrint custom transfers today. It's super easy. You upload your artwork. We ship it for free if you're okay with ground shipping, which is about 3 to 5 days transit time. You can pay to get the 2-day expedited shipping. Our turnaround times right now are between 1 and 2 business days after you send us the graphic. So yeah, check that out. I hope you guys love it. I'm a big fan. I'm ready to restart my brand with just let our TruePrint guys handle the prints for me. Alrighty, that's enough for me. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I'll see you around. Adios. If all you have is a heat press, you can start your professional heat printing business today. Let me introduce you to TruePrint Custom Transfers by Heat Press Nation. You don't need a new printer or a large screen printing setup. You can now order professional screen print, direct-to-film, and sublimation transfers that are ready to press straight from Heat Press Nation right to your door. There's no replacement for screen printing with its unique look, feel, and wear. But not everybody can bring a full screen print setup into their home or shop. And that's where TruePrint by Heat Press Nation has a solution. We offer 3 different screen printed products that you can apply with just a heat press. First, we have our single sheets. Now, these sheets allow you to print a single image in one of 33 different Pantone matched ink colors. We also have our gang sheets. Now, on a gang sheet, you could fit as many different images as you want on a 12 by 12 inch sheet. And last but not least, we have our screen printed puff transfers. These transfers are printed with a special ink that puffs when it's heat pressed, giving an incredible 3-dimensional look and feel to your images. Our puff transfers are also going to be single image sheets with your choice of one of 16 different specialty puff ink colors. For all screen printed products, the minimum order quantity is only 12 pieces, with price breaks as your order quantity increases. Direct-to-film printing has taken the garment decoration industry by storm, and for good reason. With DTF, you can now heat press full-color, retail quality transfers onto t-shirts, hats, hoodies, and more. TruePrint is proud to offer the very best possible custom DTF prints to everyone. TruePrint offers sheets in various sizes, which allows you to print your single images with no color limitations. We also have gang sheets available to give you the best value when ordering prints. And best of all, there are no minimums with TruePrint DTF. You can order as little or as many transfers as you need to fulfill your jobs and keep your customers happy. With TruePrint Sublimation gang sheets, large format sublimation prints are more accessible than ever before. Like our other gang sheets, you could fit as many different graphics as you like within the set dimensions. Whether it's 2 large prints or 200 small prints, we have you covered with our high resolution prints made using top-of-the-line sublimation inks and paper. There are no minimums, and you'll be able to use standard heat transfer settings for all your favorite projects. With TruePrint Custom Transfers by Heat Press Nation, your heat press is all you need to run your print shop. Let our screen print, direct-to-film, and sublimation professionals take care of the hard work so you can have more time to focus on what matters most for you and your business. You can find more information and order your own TruePrint Custom Transfers today at heatpressnation.com.